Hey everyone, I'm from the number one music channel in Philippines, and welcome to the exclusive interview. Today, guys, we are in for a treat because we have an international singing champion. He is a Dutch singer-songwriter. He was a semi-finalist in The Voice of Holland, and he actually gave the Netherlands its first Eurovision win since 1975 when he performed Arcade at the Eurovision Song Contest 2019. And since then, of course, Arcade went viral on TikTok. I'm sure you have replayed it many times, and it became the most streamed Eurovision song on Spotify. It has over 500,000,000 streams worldwide. And now, joining us all the way from Amsterdam, please welcome Duncan Laurence.
Hi. Hi, how are you doing?
Hi, Duncan. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, it's as good as can be here in the Philippines.
Yeah, same here.
Yes. We're still stuck at home. But, still, thanks to technology, we get to talk to artists like you. So let's get right to it. Duncan,
Sure.
have you ever been to the Philippines?
I have never been outside of Europe except for Los Angeles, so no, but I can't wait.
You should visit, after everything subsides. But have you
I would
ever
love
heard
to.
from your Filipino fans then, or any connection to the Philippines and any Filipino friends you might have over there?
Yes, I have. I've talked to them a lot through Twitter, actually, because a lot of them are active on Twitter. And
Mm-hmm.
I saw already when I reposted the post you did this, or for me it was this morning, but for you guys it was this afternoon, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a lot of comments coming in, so that was really heartwarming to see.
Well, of course, you have Filipino fans who are so excited to get to know you more through this interview. So we want to know, where did your love for music come from, Duncan? Can you take us back in time? Let's take a
Oh my
trip
God.
down memory lane.
Well, I grew up in a very, very small town, and we didn't have a lot of like music schools or theaters or anything around. So I kind of had to, find out myself that I was in love with music. And when I did that, because my grandma used to always take care of me every Wednesday afternoon, because all the kids here are free on Wednesdays in the
Mm-hmm.
afternoons. So I used to spend a lot of time at hers, and she had this organ, a really old instrument. And I used to try to play it because I was so little, I couldn't reach the bass notes that you have to
Yep.
play with your feet. So I kind of treated it as a piano and played it as a piano. That's how I started to play piano and sing and kind of copy what I was hearing on the radio. And
So
then I
did she
started to
teach
watch
you,
YouTube.
like your grandma? Did she
No,
teach you?
I taught it myself. I just
Wow.
compared it with the songs I heard on the radio, compared them with the notes I was hearing as I was playing, and then I just found them out myself, actually, which was crazy, actually, if you think of it. I was 2 years old and I could already, or 3 or 4 years old, and I could already play some of the songs, which was crazy. And after that, I got bullied a lot in school. So I took all that negativity always like home, and I had to find a place for it, not only for like, not only because I wanted to make music, but also for myself to kind of keep my head clear and to keep going in school. So I took all the negative things and I made songs of them. And that's how I really, truly fell in love with music, because I saw how much
Mhm.
it can do and the power it has.
Exactly. And now you're sharing it with a lot of your fans. And thank
Yeah.
goodness that even though you went through all that early on in your life, it didn't diminish like the gift that you have. Obviously, it was inborn because you were like copying songs from your ear, from
Yeah.
your head at 2 years old. So thank goodness you didn't let go of that. So
Yeah.
now, since you've won the Eurovision Song Contest, you have released your own music, you have written your
Yeah.
songs. So please tell us how Small Town Boy came about.
Well, like I said, I called my album Small Town Boy because I grew up in a
Mm-hmm.
small town and I kind of fell in love with making music back then. And that small town boy hasn't really gone away. It's always here, and it's always looking for small daily life things that can be negative or positive or anything that just inspires me in a way where I'm like, oof, I feel that. I can feel that. Let's write a song about it. So that's basically how I put together my album. And of course, it was a tricky thing because after touring and after doing Eurovision, all of a sudden lockdown hit. And we
I
were,
know.
yeah, kind of like sitting at home. And that's when I also decided to start producing my own songs. So some of the songs on the album are actually not only written and sang by me, but also produced. And I really loved that process. It felt like an evolution of the small town boy that I was growing up into the musician that I wanted to be. And yeah,
Mhm.
I'm very proud of the result.
So when you said that you produced it yourself because lockdown happened, so is
Mhm.
it safe to assume that you did that all in your house?
Most of it, yes. A couple of recordings I did at a studio here nearby, which is an amazing studio, and with the help of my sound engineer, because of the there was a time where we had a little bit of like less rules when it comes to Corona, less of a lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
So I grabbed that chance and went into the studio and recorded everything I had to record, and then yeah, I finished it off basically at home. Yes.
Wow. Okay, so can you please like give us an overview of what your songs are about in the album? As you said, whatever inspiration came to you, you wrote about it. So what were like the themes that came out?
Well, basically, it's a lot of it is about love. A lot of it
Mm-hmm.
is about like personal love stories. Most of it is heartbreaking things, but with a little bit of hope always in it, or a little bit of comfort. Um, Most of the times, I like to sing about heartbreaking things and kind of letting go of them. One of the songs, for example, on the album is called Umbrella, where I literally sing, "It will rain until I just throw away my umbrella. Otherwise, I will always think of the rain. As long as I'm holding my umbrella, I will think about rain coming." So those type of things, those small daily things
Mm-hmm.
that some people maybe overlook and kind of not, see anymore. I love those daily things, to find those and to write songs about them, because I truly believe that if you have something personal and you can turn it into something universal, you have something magical in your songs. And that's what I try to chase, at least.
Exactly. And it's really in tune with your theme of being a small town boy and, blowing up into this international recording artist. You're taking mundane things like umbrellas and then turning it into a metaphor and
Yeah.
turning it into something bigger. So, wow, it's all connected. All
Yeah,
right.
thank you.
Yes. Okay, now we can't not talk about this. Of course, your global hit Arcade. Can you tell us
Yes.
about the song and how it was like, when it was blowing up on TikTok? Like, were you monitoring it? Were you
Oh my
surprised?
God, yes. Because we're in lockdown. I got nothing to do here. So the only thing I did was just like seeing how this thing just went viral. It was so incredible to see, especially because I already did a song contest with it, Eurovision, and I won with that song. So I was like, well, that song has got its purpose. Like it's okay. And then all of a sudden, a few months later, I got this message from my manager saying, "You really have to go to TikTok and see what is happening, because it's incredible what is happening up
So
there."
you weren't even using TikTok at that time.
I was, but it was kind of like, okay, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this platform yet, but now I really truly enjoy just seeing everyone covering my songs, or
Mm-hmm.
especially Arcade. It's been used so many times, and it's so incredible to see, especially in these times that through my music, through Arcade and that song, I can still connect with people, and I can still
Mm-hmm.
reach out to people and say, hey, remember that life is still life and things can get worse or things can get better, but it's always you that does that. It's always you that has that in the power to make your life or your love life or whatever go any direction you want it to go. And I'm glad that I have the chance to do that, especially in these times.
Exactly. And talking about life and how Arcade got a new life or like a second
Yeah,
life on TikTok, you reimagined it with an American artist, Fletcher. So
yeah.
can you please tell us about that collaboration? How did it happen? And what would you say is like the difference of that collab from your original one?
Well, it was so cool to be able to do that because my team and her team are kind of the same back in LA. So I've heard a lot about her music and about her
Mm-hmm.
as a person, and I was always interested in her because I think she's such a powerful woman, and I was so intrigued by her that the day she kind of messaged me and said, "Hey, can I try a verse on Arcade?" I was like, yes, let's do it. But I was also a bit scared because I had been singing that song for so long. Like, I was like, are we going to do this? Is this going to work? Is this going to be awkward? Because I know this song so well. And then I said, yeah, just give it a try and we'll see what happens. And then she sent me back the verse and then also the new ad libs in the chorus. And the way she sang it was so magical. So I was like, I want to do this. I want to put this out, and I'm so happy we did. And I re-recorded some parts too, like at the end, some new chorus lines, and it's just amazing to see how a story that I have been telling for so long can get a whole new perspective when you
Mm-hmm.
invite someone into that story and invite someone to kind of tell their own perspective on what you are feeling and experiencing, and that's the magic of music.
Yes, and it seems like it's being reincarnated time after time, like it's getting
Yeah,
a new life over and over again.
it
But
is.
is now that you're collaborating with artists, is there an artist out there that you would want to still work with? Like, if there's a number one artist on your list, let's say sky's the limit, they'd say yes to you immediately. Who would you contact first?
Oh my god. If if it's the sky is the limit,
Hmm.
I would love to like so I'm a big fan of the Cyruses, like all the Cyruses. I love Noah Cyrus, I love Miley Cyrus,
Hmm.
I love Billy Ray Cyrus. I just love their whole vibe. So I've always been a huge fan of Miley. So if the sky is the limit, I would say Miley, but I am in love with Noah too. So it's just it's hard to pick between those two sisters, like those
You
beautiful
can just make it
sisters.
a triple collab.
Yes, let's do that. Let's do like yeah, like a three duet thingy. Yes, let's
Oh,
do that.
we'll look forward to that now that we've manifested into the world. But
I hope
lastly,
so.
Duncan, of course, your Filipino fans are waiting for you and are dying to meet you. So, what is your message to all of your Filipino fans?
Well, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's been such a roller coaster this last year. It's been a very nerve-wracking year because of everything that is happening in the world, but I'm so happy that my music is reaching you guys. I would not have believed that this would ever have been possible in my life ever because I'm just a small tomboy from a small country called the Netherlands, and I'm so happy that the power of music gives us the opportunity to truly connect with each other, and I cannot wait to see you all in person and give you the biggest hug when that's possible again.
Oh, thank you for that super sweet message, Duncan. I'm sure your Filipino fans are screaming right now from their
I'm
houses.
screaming
Thank
too
you
from
so
the
much.
inside.
Wait, do you want them to scream even louder? Can I teach you what I love you is in Filipino?
Yes.
Okay, so it's mahal ko kayo.
Mahal ko kayo.
Yay!
Yay!
Perfect. Thank you so
That's
much,
so cool.
Duncan, for being
Thank
so
you
game and for
too.
answering all my questions. And to everyone watching via Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, do stream Small Town Boy. It's now out on all
Hmm.
digital streaming platforms. And of course, if you still, want to do your TikTok videos with the song Arcade, go ahead
Do
and
it.
do it. Yes. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much,
much.
Duncan
You
Lawrence, for joining
too.
us all the way from Amsterdam once again. I am VJ IE from the number one music channel in the Philippines, Mix, and this has been a MYXclusive interview with Duncan Lawrence. Thanks, Duncan.
Bye bye. Thank
Take
you.
care.